Welcome to the Art of Decluttering podcast.
We're your hosts. I'm Amy Revell from Simply Organised.
And I'm Kirsty Ferrugia from Feels Like Home.
We can't wait to share with you all our tips and tricks to help you declutter and keep your home and family organised.
To hang out with us more, check out the Art of Decluttering on Facebook and Instagram.
And we'd love you to check out our website, artofdecluttering.com.au, and see all that's happening over there. Let's get started. Today, we are really excited to be bringing you a special episode of our podcast. It's our first ever live recording, and we recorded this at the Simplified Living and Lifestyle Expo in Sydney. So we set up a stand at the Expo and recorded people as they came through and asked some questions and talked to them about all things organising and decluttering. So what you'll notice is this episode is a little bit longer than usual, so you can enjoy having some extra time with us this week. And the sound quality is nowhere near what we usually have in the studio, but it's live, so it was a great experiment for us. And we really hope that you enjoy and ask these questions of yourself as you go through this episode. Enjoy! Hi Amy, welcome to our podcast today. Our first question off the bat is, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I would have classed myself as organised before I had kids. Now I might say somewhere in between and chaotic.
Where are the kids on the scale?
The littlest one's on chaotic, the middle one's on organised, and the oldest one's on in between.
Oh, you've got a good balance there. What inspired you to visit the Expo today?
You guys. I love listening to your podcast, and I'm on the Facebook group as well as on your page as well as on your individual pages. So I thought, been thinking about becoming a professional organiser, so I thought what a better place to find out about than coming here.
That is very cool. That is so cool. And that is a great way, if you visit the IOPO stand as well, you can get some information about starting out. Awesome. Yeah. So you've only been here today for 10, 15 minutes so far?
Yeah.
Have you learnt anything yet from your visit to the Expo?
I have learnt where to go to find out about becoming a professional organiser and how to sign up for courses online to become one. And then I've also met you lovely ladies. So
it's a good day already. Have you ever used a professional organiser before?
No, I have not.
Any idea what we do?
From my research, that you give people hints and tips to be able to organise their own lives rather than doing it for them, but working alongside them, and that it can be in terms of their home, finances, even meal planning, all the above.
I love that. I love that you already get the underlying stuff of being an organiser. What area in your home frustrates you the most?
The random room.
Tell me about it.
Meaning my husband's study/computer area and my sewing/craft area and the kids' toy room all in the one.
How?
There is no how, it's not working.
So project number one in your journey to becoming an organiser is coming up with a solution and seeing if you can even fit all those three things in one room. Now, I know the answer to this one. You listen to podcasts, but our question... Sorry, I keep putting it way too close. Make sure it's not. But our question is, do you have a favourite podcast?
The Art of Decluttering.
Really? Like legit, you're not just saying that to be nice?
No, legit, it's the first one I put on my podcast player.
Woo! Amy, thank you so much for letting us interview you today. And I'm pretty excited to connect with you online over the next few months and see you come and join our industry as well.
Thanks for having me.
Can you introduce us to you, please?
Yeah, sure. My name's Paul Haywood. I live in Manly. I moved over to Australia 8 years ago from England.
Awesome. Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I would say I'm organised, and most of my friends would call me organised as well.
I was just about to say, would your wife who's sitting next to us agree? Is he the really organised one and you're not so much?
tired as
Yeah. You're on next. What made you visit the expo today?
I just saw it advertised on a Facebook group that I'm on and thought, yep, that's the sort of thing, something different to do on a weekend.
Awesome.
Decided to come down.
Great. Have you ever heard of professional organisers?
I have heard of professional organisers. I didn't realise it was such a big industry of micro businesses though. So.
Yes, it is. Have you ever used one?
No, I haven't. No.
Because you're nice and organised and you have no need for it. Do you know what do you think a professional organiser does?
I think a professional organiser helps somebody who's not organised get their life in order.
Great, good answer. Is there an area of your home that frustrates you?
With my wife sat over there, I probably can't answer that question.
She's not really here. Just ignore that she's here. Her stuff.
Yeah. No, most of my life and home is organised how I like it. So yeah, it doesn't stress me.
That's good. That's a very diplomatic way of putting it. Do you listen to podcasts?
I do listen to podcasts.
What's your second favourite podcast? Because this will now be
my favourite podcast. I would probably say The Minimalists is my favourite podcast. Like 90% of the people who've answered this probably.
No.
No?
I actually haven't been doing a lot of the questions because Amy's been not feeling 100% today, so she's been sitting here and I've been out there. So maybe lots of people are saying minimalist.
Yeah.
So your favourite's The Minimalist. Do you listen to anything else?
Yeah, I listen to lots of different podcasts. So Tim Ferriss' show is a popular one I listen to. The Kevin Rose show is another one. 10% Happier. That's a really good podcast. So lots of different varieties. Bulletproof Radio as well.
Oh, cool.
I like that.
Cool. So lovely to meet you, Paul. Thank you for taking the time to chat to us today.
No problem.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the expo.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Okay, I have just met a lovely lady. Her name is Sophie, and she is my twin because we are married to twins. So I'm going to ask Sophie, for you listeners out there who know all about my lovely husband Simon, I'm going to ask Sophie what it's like to be married to his twin. So, Sophie, have you always been organised?
No, absolutely not.
Has it been a learning curve being married to the lovely Paul?
He has had some influences on me, I will give him that. What I have learned is that we have very different logical processes. My way of doing things and his way of doing things, and we're in a constant silent battle about who's right or wrong in that matter.
I love you! I love you! Oh, it's so nice to meet a kindred spirit. I love that, a silent battle. That's beautiful. What did you just say to me is Paul's one job in life?
So Paul's one job in life is to keep me alive. He would argue that he has two jobs in life, and that's to keep me alive and to keep me happy. So that's why, I love him to bits. But yeah, he's just he's almost like my carer. He will kind of make sure that, nothing will come to my harm in my disorganised state.
What, in the spirit of honesty and authenticity and vulnerability and love, what's the most frustrating thing that Paul does in your home?
So the most frustrating thing I'd say would be in the kitchen. So whereas I am the cook, he is the cleaner, and he will try and clean up after me, or actually during the cooking process. So if I put a spoon down that I'm going to use literally in 2 minutes time, and I know that's how I'm going to use it, it will be washed up and ready to be put away, and I'm wondering where on earth it is. So that's just one example, and he's now learnt to kind of stay out the kitchen until I give him the okay that he can go in and clean up after me in my mess that I've made. Does that sound familiar?
I wish there was a video for this podcast today, because people could see the empathy, the deep
flowing between
empathy that I have for you and your frustration in your home with your very uber organised anal retentive husband.
And even when we go away, like his suitcase and my suitcase, completely different. He is rolling things up and kind of being very meticulous. He has outfits and like a sock kind of approach. I'm just like, take everything and see what I need, just throw it in, I'll iron it when I get there. So yeah, very different in that respect as well. But then he would still iron things when he gets there anyway, so I'm like, well, what's the point? Yeah.
That's the one thing that my husband does not do in our house. Like, literally the one and only job he does not do in our house is iron.
Oh, he does that too.
Yeah,
But I think if I did it, he would want to redo it.
probably for the best thing for my marriage right now would be to absolutely shut up, because my husband does listen to this podcast and he does critique it and he does call out the BS sometimes that there's no BS. There just might be some things that I forget that I do, and I think that I do, and then he'll come home after listening to the podcast and go, Kirsty, you have a junk drawer. I'm like, no, I do not have a junk drawer like most people have a junk drawer. I have a junk drawer that you find to be a junk drawer, but it's not a junk drawer.
You know everything that's in that drawer.
Yeah. And there's a reason for it to be there.
Yeah.
It's not like there's batteries and bobby pins and stuff like random.
Yeah.
But there's a purpose.
I think maybe
he doesn't see it.
I think maybe it's because I have a very visual mind and I can picture where things are, whereas Paul does not at all. He's a figures person, so.
Do you have, because of your visual mind, do you have the problem of out of sight, out of mind?
Yes. This is another huge thing. So I will leave things out, like paperwork that needs addressing. I will leave it there to make sure that it gets addressed.
Yes.
This one, standing to my right, will put things in a pile and then put that pile away out of sight.
Yes.
And so we have a big pile of paperwork that hasn't been addressed, and I don't know where to find it.
I know.
So yeah,
I have things in my house that go missing, and there's a really logical explanation of where it is. But for me to find it, I have to turn myself into Simon and go, where would he have put that? Because it's absolutely not where I would think to put it.
Yeah.
It happened to me this morning. I was literally looking for something and I was like, Simon's put it somewhere. Where would he think to put it? Let me think of the complete opposite area that I would think to put it, and it will be there.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's so lovely to meet a soul sister.
And at least I know I'm not crazy and I'm not like the one in the wrong all the time.
You are not. We just happen to marry our opposites.
Yeah. And we create balance together, and that's how I always see it.
Yeah. And in my case, crazy kids together. That are like an absolute combination of our good and bad parts in equal measure, in different measure.
Yeah.
In different.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on our podcast today, Sophie.
You're very welcome. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you.
I'm Lisa, and I'm disorganised.
Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I feel like I need to be organised, but I'm not actually organised. I'm not organised in practice.
Are you in your head?
I am in my head. I know how things need to be, but it's translating that to reality.
Yeah. What made you visit the expo today?
Just because we are currently going through decluttering again, and it was just come and pick up some tips and some inspiration and motivation. Yes.
Is there something that you've learned or will take away from today?
We've only just arrived so far, but I've got a great big bag from one of the companies to go and load up.
Place.
Yes. So that will be very good. Yeah, haven't got all my tips yet.
Come back to us when you...
We'll drop back later. Yeah.
Yep. Have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
I have. My friend actually has even used one.
Really?
Yeah, she was really happy.
Was she?
Yeah, and I was really impressed with the before and afters. Yes.
I'd love to know about that professional organiser.
try and get her contact details to you.
I'd love to meet this friend of yours too. Have you ever used one?
I haven't, no.
Do you know what they do?
They whip your butt. Yeah. They keep you working hard, I hear.
Is there an area of your home that frustrates you the most?
Lots of areas. I suppose I have struggles in a craft room / office. Like the kids' spaces. Yeah, we're pretty mirrored, aren't we? Yeah. Kids' play areas, which are getting under control. And then the room, which is usually our bedroom, that turns into the clean up everywhere else. And then the dumping ground. And then, yeah.
That's very common.
Yeah. I
Very
imagine.
common.
Yeah.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do.
What's your favourite other than the Art of Decluttering?
The other ones that I like the Osher Ginsberg podcast.
Do you have any questions for me?
Where do you get an organised husband like your organised husband? Organised.
You go back in time, and you beat me to the post. Okay. But I don't want you to do that because I love my husband.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Mine's good too, but yeah.
I know what you can do though. You can train up. Do you have any sons?
Yeah, I've got 2 sons.
Well, you can train up your son to be an amazing husband.
Yeah, they're on their way.
All right, Jay.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
That is good. First question straight off the bat. Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Chaotic enough.
Right, that was, you didn't even have to think about that.
No.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I try, but
yeah. It's not your natural inclination.
Yes.
What made you visit the expo today?
My friend Lisa, who invited me.
Hi, Lisa. Why did you say yes, though, to come today?
Why not? I just thought it was going to be just a relaxing day out, away from any responsibilities. The weather's fantastic.
So the next question is, have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
I have.
Have you ever had one in your home?
I have.
Awesome.
A very special lady came to visit me.
Was it our Miss Kirsty Ferrugia?
It was.
The one and only?
Yep.
Tell me what that was like.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking because I didn't know what to expect.
Yep, that's
but she asked me what I wanted. I told her, and by the end of the session, we'd achieved it and then some. So I was amazed. And the area that we looked at, which was my office, still looks amazing.
Was going to be my next question. How have you gone with that ongoing care of it?
Well, I think that's the difference of having Kirsty help me through the process versus me constantly spinning my wheels, trying, and not, always just not working. She took a lot of bags out of that area that have not returned, that have gone forever.
Good.
So.
That is excellent. And now, what area in your home frustrates you the most?
At the moment, I'm looking at my wardrobe.
Oh, awesome. Do you listen to podcasts?
Not often, but I have started listening to yours.
Oh,
a friend recommended it, so somehow,
Great.
So I've been catching up on bits and pieces. So I'm not across all the topics and things like that, but...
Excellent. Well, thank you, Jay. I feel like I've learned some cool things today, and it's great to hear from a client perspective what it's like actually having a professional organiser in your home.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Hi, my name's Jo, and I came here today because I've been on a decluttering journey to declutter and organise my house, and I heard about it and I thought, oh, that's really cool, because I'm trying to apply it to all areas, not just household habits, but all of life. And my friend actually sent me a link to it as well, and was like, because the War on Waste guy was going to be here, and we were like, oh, and then my mum was free to babysit, so
it's a sign. So good. What's been the coolest thing you've learnt so far today, or learnt about that you didn't even know existed before?
Coolest thing I've learnt. But there's lots of more people like me, because I've been feeling really frustrated in life when you try and tell people that, oh, you can declutter, and do you know how freeing in your mind it is? And they kind of look at you and you're like, and they're like, oh yeah, but my house is not messy. And then I look at it and I think, So it's been fun to see lots of really like-minded. And the War on Waste guy was good because I hadn't actually watched a lot of it, so it was good to be like, oh, there is like composting and stuff that I could do.
And you haven't watched this full series one week?
Nah.
Or you're so going to go home and binge on it?
I do need to watch it.
Still on ABC iView.
Yeah, and I liked what he said about fashion, like about, because I've been despairing over my wardrobe because I have decluttered it, and then I keep thinking, oh, I need to buy all these things to get the proper wardrobe, and then I was thinking, actually, after listening to him, I was like, no, actually, I could use what I've got and just maybe accessorize it.
Or a clothes swap.
Yes, and be more thoughtful in what I actually use. Oh, that could work. Yes, I could do that.
I could totally work. Tell me what the most frustrating in your area in your home currently is.
The top of we have like a book. It's like an IKEA thing with on its side.
Yep. Oh, the IKEA expedient.
Yes, with things. And then on top is normally the dumping ground. So I culled it down to 2 little containers for keys and miscellaneous pens, and it always overflows. So it frustrates the heck out of me because I seem to it's like a daily battle.
Yeah. Can you just get rid of all the pens but one? So my theory in my house is the more pens we have, the harder it is to find one.
Okay.
Because then I feel like it doesn't matter where you leave it because you think that there's always another one. It's the same with hair ties.
Yes, so you don't care as much about it. Yes, but when you're down to your last hair tie, you know where that thing is. Yes, okay.
So that's our theory. We're down to like a couple of pens. Purely for the reason that I want to stop. Like, so Kirsty wanted to buy pens to bring here.
Yeah.
I was like, we just need 1 or 2. Because otherwise we're going to constantly be looking for where's the pens.
Yes, and my husband has really nice pens, so I steal his. So maybe we should just have a couple of the nice ones, because then we'll always know where they are, because we both want to use them.
You're going to have to report back, Jade.
Yeah.
And let us know how that goes.
Yeah, so it's a great idea. I'll try.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I haven't a lot, but I've been getting into it in the last, year and a half, maybe.
Do you have a favourite so far?
It's a toss-up. I don't know if that's too cheesy to say. I like yours, the art of decluttering, and I like the slow home, slow your home. Yeah, because she just has a wide range of interviews that has been really interesting so far.
And her voice is so relaxing to listen to. So anything else you want to share with us about your decluttering journey?
Just that it really truly is freeing, and there is so much freedom to be had in the everyday, and everyone can do it. Like, I am sentimental, but I lived in a house of clutter, but you don't have to stay that way, and it is possible, and it is even if everyone else isn't on board, or even if everyone's on board, it's possible, and there is so much freedom out there.
My name is Shona, and I came today because I've been watching the War on Waste series, so I've watched it all, and that's been very challenging, and it's really made me look at what I bring into my home and how I can reduce that, as well as just all the stuff. So
it's huge. Like, this stuff, I didn't even know about soft plastics until
I watched The Plastic Ocean first. That's on Netflix, and that really opened. That was a big eye opener because they get into just how it affects the environment and the birds and the ocean, and it's disgusting. So it really makes you think.
What's something that you've changed since kind of understanding the war on waste and simple living and decluttering? What's one change that you've made in your family or your life?
We started composting, so that's a bit of a fun journey with the kids, and we've been doing the return and earn with the bottles, and the money goes to the kids, and they do that. They get the cash for their money. It'll be coming. So that's worked really well, and the girls really enjoy it. They see a bottle somewhere, and they'll be like, 10 cents, 10 cents. They don't even say it's a bottle. They say 10 cents. And then we get given stuff from them where I'm like, that's not a bottle. We can't do it. And they get disappointed. But, so it's cool to see them sort of get on board with that too. And,
Is there anything that you've learnt new today, or that you've kind of come and gone, I didn't even think about that in terms of your war on waste?
Not necessarily, because I have been thinking it through, and I've even, trying to get it. I work in a school and trying to get the school on board with different things as well. So we'll see how that goes. But I think it's just more, the more you hear and the more you pick up and the more you repeatedly hear the same thing, the more the message gets through, and the more you yeah, you just do one little step at a time to get there. Like I can't do it all at once; it's too much. So.
And when you've got people alongside you, like, have you got friends who are on the same journey?
Yeah, definitely. So I knew, like, I could ask Joe. I knew it would be something that would interest her when I saw it. And I knew that even though my husband and I are trying to do things together, we've also got 4 kids, and so organising and babysitting for the day was going to be hard. So, I just found somebody else to come in and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there an area of your home that frustrates you?
Lots of areas, but I would probably say at the moment my pain is our office, which also has a treadmill in it. It stores old clothes from my girls that we need to sort through and work out what we want to keep for my younger daughter and what we don't. And it's probably a slightly bigger than this cubicle, but it's like, it's just got so much stuff in it that it's horrible.
It sounds like it's performing quite a few different functions as well.
It is. It's multifunctional in a not very functional way.
Maybe you need Kirsty to come in for a session.
That's right.
She
That's
would
right.
sort that
Yeah.
out. Do you listen to podcasts?
I don't, but I watch a lot of YouTube clips.
I'll have to hook you up with my YouTube channel.
Oh, yes, that would be good. I would watch that.
Just a subtle plug, got nominated in the top 30 organising YouTube channels in the world this year.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Definitely watch it.
I was pretty excited. My kids were not so excited. And I was like, I got a YouTube award, and they're like, Mum, that's just embarrassing. You're old.
That is so not embarrassing. That's like celebrity status nowadays.
Not for them.
Yeah.
Final question. Oh no, you're not really listening to podcasts. So the final question is, will you let me teach you how to use podcasts on your phone?
Sure.
Excellent. We're going to do it now.
Okie dokie.
Thank you so much, Shona.
Not a problem.
Mercedes, it is so lovely to have you with us in the Art of Decluttering stall today. Can you tell us, first question off the bat is, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I'd like to say organised, but I think I'm not quite there, and I think sometimes I just spiral into chaos, but I've got systems in place to pull it back to be organised pretty quickly.
Oh, that's key, isn't it? That's awesome. What made you visit the expo today? What was the thing that made you go, yep, I'm going to come?
I've actually been doing some, through my work, I'm a school principal, and I've been doing some work around recovery and looking after yourself, your own well-being. And one of the things that we talked about was doing something for yourself. And when I saw this, I was online and saw this expo, and I'm attracted to it. I listened to your podcast, so I was attracted to it, and I thought that's going to be what I do this month for looking after myself, was to come to the expo and spend a day looking after myself.
And this is not just looking after yourself, it's looking after your mind, it's looking after the environment, it's being part of a community. Like, this is really good self-care.
Absolutely, and I've done a couple of other things for self-care. I've joined an online book club, but I listen to podcasts when I'm walking my dog, and I've made sure I go every morning and I listen to a whole podcast, so it's good for the dog because I'm out for sort of 45 minutes, as opposed to a quick 10-minute walk around the block. And I actually live near a dog park, so I go walk around whilst I listen to the podcast.
And what's your favourite podcast?
I listen to, obviously, Decluttering a lot, but also The Slow Home.
Yeah.
So
you know
Brooke
Kirsty's
McMurray.
been on Slow Home?
Yeah, I do. I listen to that, yeah.
Brooke is just lovely. We're fangirl on Brooke. She's lovely.
It's just the conversation, it's like you're part of the conversation. So it's like I've got, my tribe with me as I'm walking around the park. It really feels like that. They're my peeps.
Podcast,
Yeah, it is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So good. Do you have an area in your home that frustrates you the most?
I do. I've set up a drop zone for the kids' school bags and my husband's bag and my bag for work. And it's got our shoe tubs in, and it's on shelves, and everybody's got their own space, and it works beautifully when everybody does it. But it frustrates me when they come in and they don't even open the cupboard door to put it in, so they drop the stuff outside the door. That's a challenge.
The door off?
I think it would expose the cupboard, and we haven't finished the cupboard. It doesn't look good. It's sort of a cupboard under the stairs, and it's a new home, so it's still got stacks of tiles in and things like that. We only moved in 18 months ago, so I wouldn't take the door off at the moment, but that is actually a good option.
My kids stopped closing their wardrobe doors, so we just took the wardrobe doors off. Now we have no wardrobe doors in our whole house.
See, we put no wardrobes on our walk-in wardrobe in our bedroom.
Right.
We put no doors or anything on the walk-in wardrobe for the same reason.
Excellent.
And we've got open shelving, but it's I bought 2 vacuums so that I've got a vacuum downstairs and upstairs, and it takes me 5 minutes whilst my husband's in the shower. I vacuum the carpet, and now it's actually quite therapeutic because it's new carpet. It looks like the soccer field with the lines. So we keep dust to an absolute minimum. So it's not, we haven't had any issue at all in 18 months about our clothes getting dusty or dirty. But they're there and you can see them. And
I love that.
They've got matching hangers so that it looks nice.
You are organised.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to walk in there.
Yeah.
And I think that every morning when I get up, it's exciting to go in there.
That's
I love it.
Lovely. That's so good. And last question for you is, what do you think a professional organiser does?
I think a professional organiser supports somebody to have a better life, to be honest. And I think that it's not been recognised how important it is to have support in that. People think you can clean a house, people think you can tidy up. You actually can't. You really can't. And I think the support that you get in terms of having a professional organiser come in is an investment in your own well-being ultimately, but in the well-being of your kids. If you've got time to spend with your kids and you've got time to be free of organising and clutter, sorting out your clutter and your mess in your house, it just makes such a difference.
You're awesome, Thank you so much for sharing some of your wisdom and insights with me today. I hope that you have an amazing day at Expo.
Thank you.
Katrina, it is so lovely to have you here today. I can't believe I get to meet you in person.
I can't believe I get to meet you.
So for those who are listening, Katrina is a super fan.
Yeah.
And is so engaged online and is an integral part of our community. So I actually think a lot of you will go, oh, I know Katrina more, because you will have seen her encouraging you online and sharing things. So it's really, honestly, an honour to have you here. First question. Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Becoming organised.
Ooh.
Working on it.
Yeah. What's that journey like?
Slow and long.
Yeah. But it continues to move forward,
Yeah.
you find?
Minimise a lot of my things, but having a toddler now is like you get a lot more toddler related stuff and trying to, debating whether to keep toddler stuff in case you have another one.
Yes. What inspired you to visit the Expo today?
Someone on minimalism page shared it. So
Excellent. On the Sydney Minimalist group?
Yeah, I think so.
That's really cool. Tell me what you think a professional organiser does.
Hold your hand and walks you through it. So
that's
I know when I was a child, like Mum would say clean your room, and it was just easier if she was just sitting with me, just being present and just
That's a really lovely way to describe it. It's that encouragement and accountability and the hand holding.
Yeah.
Is there an area in your home that currently frustrates you?
My toddler. Or my husband, but
the other people in the house.
Yeah.
What area in your home functions the best? What do you love?
My wardrobe or my clothes. So
that's pretty good.
The KonMari method.
Excellent. So you've got that sorted.
Yeah, and you guys never mentioned about the multi-hangers. I use the multi-hangers.
Ah, you can fit more in.
Yeah, or just because you have 3 or 4.
And they hang down from each other.
Yeah.
I have used those with a few clients.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, good. If you've got a small wardrobe, it's good.
And actually, after your podcast, I actually went and got my husband a whole bunch of the velvet clothes.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's the best.
He didn't seem to appreciate what I did, but
it was a lost gift.
And I also put all his clothes together that way he's put on weight. I put them all in a big bag. So.
Yeah, so that if he wants to go, if he needs to or whatever, have them again.
Hopefully.
Then he can. Yeah, that's good. So you said you listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Have you got other podcasts that you enjoy listening to?
Yeah, Minimalist Mum podcast, most of the Minimalist podcasts. The Minimalist podcast is too long to listen to. I try to get there, but
Have you listened to Slow Home?
Yeah.
It's a really good one if you haven't.
I was all ready to go and meet her at the State Library, but then something happened.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Kirsty's been on the podcast.
Another local. Is it? Yeah, the Brooklyn House.
Gallery.
Yeah. Or, what was the other one? Oh, Slob Comes Clean.
Oh, yeah, you had so much fun.
Yeah.
So thank you, and please keep being part of our community because we love you.
I love your community. And it's so good that it's so local, so...
Yeah, it is nice.
Even though if it's worldwide, but
It's local as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you itching to become a professional organiser? Are you bursting at the seams to begin but don't know where to start? Have you practiced organising your friends but need a boost of confidence before taking your skills to actual paying customers? With Angela and her professional organiser training program, you are in safe and experienced hands. With over 13 years of experience under her belt, she shares everything you need to know about becoming a professional organiser. There are in-person and online training options. Check out all the details at creatingorder.com.au.
Kathy, first question off the bat is, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm starting to get organised.
Excellent.
Since listening to your podcast.
Really? Are you just saying that?
No, I have changed things.
Wow, that's so awesome.
Yes.
I'm inspired. That's really cool.
My favourite saying, can I just, it's probably down there, is, will that take less than 2 minutes to put away?
Remind me to show you something in a minute that encapsulates that.
Right.
So what inspired you to visit the Expo today then?
To see what products might be about to help with organising, and I suppose how to look after the environment better. I'm assuming that there's some of those sorts of things as well.
There's lots of things like that, and I think it's a great collaboration between what we do in our homes and how that impacts on our environment and surroundings. I love that.
Yeah.
So have you learnt anything yet since you've been here?
No, because we've only been here, we did a quick walk around, found you guys, signed up, so I had to come back.
Awesome.
So
that's all right.
Yeah, haven't been here long.
You'll learn some cool things.
Yeah, cool.
Have you heard of a professional organiser before?
Only since knowing Kirsty.
Okay, what do you think a professional organiser does?
Helps you get organised.
That was actually a very easy answer. Lots of people don't really know, so good luck with that. Is there an area in your home that currently frustrates you quite a lot?
Look, the bedroom and my office are the two big areas. I think I've managed to get other areas organised. But yeah, bedroom and office. Other ones, yep.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do.
Do you have a favourite podcast? You don't have to say ours.
Well, yours was the one I started with.
Oh, ours was your first podcast?
Yes. I started listening to podcasts because of you guys. I do have another one that I listen to, which is a daily audio Bible that I do in the morning.
I know about that one.
Yep. And then there's Simplified, I've got one. Yep. And the Minimalist.
The Minimalists are getting a bit of airtime today.
Yeah. They're long though, so you can't listen to them.
Everybody says.
So have to listen to them over a week to get through some of them.
Every time you get in the car, listen to the next little bit. Any questions for me?
So my biggest thing at home is getting the other people in my household to come on board.
Yes.
So that's my big thing. How do you get the other people in your household to?
Very good question, and my number one question I get asked anywhere that I go. So my recommendation is to lead by example. So declutter and organise the areas that are your domain. So there might be your clothes, an office, maybe if the kitchen's your domain or the garage is your domain. Having those areas work well and allowing other people to see how easy that is for you and how it adds benefit to your life, and then encouraging them to come alongside.
Yeah.
What is also great with a partner is that you can explain to them why it's so important to you. So rather than just saying, do this because I said so, or do this because I think it's good,
or because it takes less than 2 minutes.
Because it takes less than 2 minutes to do it now. Actually to say to them, this is why it's important to me. I feel more relaxed. I feel happier. I feel calmer. And so the benefit is clear to the other family members. Good question.
Fair enough.
Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Enjoy the rest of the expo.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you describe yourself, Faith, as an organised, chaotic person or somewhere in between?
I am very organised.
Very organised?
Very organised.
What does that look like?
It looks like tidy, neat, and I know where things are all the time.
Who do you live with in
my things.
Right. So how many people are living in your home?
At the moment, one, my husband.
Okay. Does he
a hoarder.
Right. So we're opposite ends of the spectrum?
We are.
How does he find you being organised? Is he okay with that?
Well, he doesn't say anything because he gets food, you know, and the kitchen's clean and the house is clean, so I think he likes living in clean.
Yes, but he wouldn't be comfortable with you then going and
And being a messy person.
Yeah, or organising his things without...
Oh, no, he
knowing.
doesn't like me touching his things.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah. No, not fair enough. I've got to live in the club. No.
So what made you visit the expo today, Faith? What inspired you to come?
Oh, Kirsty, because I've known her for a long time. And
Have you known Kirsty for a long time?
long time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have. And I want to support her, but because I hoard decluttering books. And I thought this was a whole decluttering convention thing, and it's all about simple living and all saving the planet, and I'm into all of that. So I'm really excited to be here today and see everyone.
Excited. Your face is radiating. Have you ever used a professional organiser?
Never.
What do you think we do when we go into someone's house then? Like,
Well,
what's your idea?
maybe you come in and you cry, and maybe, or you've learnt to hide your shock. I think you come in and you assess where the problem is, and you start with maybe the biggest problem area, maybe what the person is holding back from inside themselves, and working out what their emotional hang-ups are first, and that's maybe why they clutter, and maybe you help them with that as well.
Fantastic.
So they can continue with the good work you do.
And it's about keeping the home maintained, isn't it?
Yes.
Is there an area in your home that frustrates you?
Yes.
Not being just your husband. Is there a room in the house?
No. It's the room that he has all his he has all his stuff.
Right.
And he has it through a lot of the house. So I just don't even go there.
Yeah, that's not an area that you have to...
I don't go there. I don't feel comfortable. Nothing. So I don't even... and it's messy, and I don't understand people who are not tidy and can't throw things out and hold on to material things like they're people. I mean, I don't understand that. So we don't talk about it a lot. I just keep cleaning my stuff.
Do you know what? Sometimes in a marriage, that's a nice way to just be. And I think as a professional organiser, part of the joy for us is we do get to understand why people keep stuff. And we do get to help them understand it, because I think sometimes that can be unseen. So, you're going to love this question. Do you love listening to podcasts?
This is my very first podcast.
This is your first listen?
Your first listen.
So actually, your introduction to podcasting is being on a podcast.
Absolutely.
That's pretty gutsy, Faith.
I know.
I love it.
Who knows what's going to be?
Lovely. Thank you so much for giving me 5 minutes of your time.
That's okay.
And sharing your passion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to learn lots as you walk around today.
Yeah. I think the thing that gets me is the organisation. It really hit me many years ago when I was working with this woman, and none of the family would clean up the father's home when he died, and so they, as a cousin or whatever, went to clean up his home, and she just got in dumpsters. She didn't have time. She had one weekend. She got in dumpsters. She threw everything out, and she said, "I know there'd be valuable things there, but it was in amongst the clutter. I didn't know what they valued and what they loved, and so everything went out."
Wow.
And so I think you have to have what's precious to you, which doesn't mean dollar-wise, just what's precious to you, and you need to display it or give it honour, that sort of thing, and don't keep all the other stuff. And besides, I mean, why keep 500 shirts if you only wear one a day?
It would take you...
Even if you wore 3 a day, for crying out loud.
That's all right. Still too many.
Too many, yeah.
I think you're going to love our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to love it.
I'm looking forward to listening.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So can you introduce us to yourself, please?
Oh, yes. I am Stephanie from the Central Coast, and my mother is actually a declutterer, which is why I'm here today. But it's pretty cool. I'm impressed with what I've seen, and I'm glad I came.
Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Oh, Mum's face.
Just don't look at Mum. This is how you would describe yourself, not how Mum would describe you.
Generally organised, but chaotic in the bedroom. Yeah, real everywhere. The rest of life's organised.
But your bedroom's your
But my bedroom, yeah.
Mum's not allowed to have a
No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I say because I don't have teenagers. Young adults, what made you visit the expo today for yourself?
Yes, for myself. I knew that there was some environmental companies, and I'm into that, so that did push me to come, which is awesome, all the arc-up and stuff. But yeah, learning more about this is good. What you guys are doing? Awesome.
Have you learnt something today, or what's your takeaway from today?
Today, well, we haven't watched any workshops yet, but what have we learnt? I've talked to so many people. I think how many people are into decluttering and being organised, and it's definitely a movement that's happening more so. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
Yes, I have. It's my mum.
What do you think they do?
I think they talk a lot, and they have tea parties and the best life ever, basically. No, they help people to organise their life in any way that they need, whether that's in the kitchen, in the bedroom, or their wardrobe, or their anything else, really. Yeah, it's cool. It's a great thing because people get chaotic and they don't know how to handle it themselves, so it's awesome. You guys know and have the patience to deal with people also. So that's what you guys do from my point of view.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do.
What's your favourite podcast? Other than the art of decluttering?
Yes, no, that's number one. Number two is Sword and Scale.
Ooh,
yeah.
What's that about?
It's a true crime podcast in America about all the most horrific cases ever, and it's awesome. It's horrific. I've cried multiple times, but it's it's amazing.
Have you listened to Teacher's Pet?
Mum has got me onto that. Today, we listened to it on the way here. We obviously haven't finished it, but yes, loving it. Yep.
What is the hardest thing about having a mum who's a professional organiser?
Definitely the bedroom case. Definitely the bedroom. She's like, sometimes she can't even walk in, you know? But it's not even that bad to me. I've still got room to walk.
You've got a clear path.
I've got a clear path. But that's it. Just my abode. That's the worst bit. Everything else is awesome. I like how she's sorted the condiments and all of our herbs and spices the other day. That was amazing. These things. So that's helpful. It's all helpful apart from the bedroom comments.
And how old are you?
23.
Yeah.
23.
So our listeners know that.
23, getting married in 3 weeks.
Yeah. And how does your partner feel about your bedroom?
His is worse. So, I'm the winner.
How do you think your marriage is going to go? Can you tell us about your partnership?
I don't know. I'm excited though.
Of course, it's an exciting stage of life.
I'll whip him into line, into what I've learnt from Mum, and do my best,
So his bedroom is more chaotic than yours?
Yeah, it's not, he doesn't clean it very often. But there's dust, Don't like that.
Introduce yourself to me and tell me what inspired you to come today.
I'm Jenny from the Central Coast, professional organiser on the Central Coast.
And what inspired you to come to Expo today?
Just to find out a little bit more on storage solutions and things for clients as well, and to meet you gorgeous ladies that I've been talking to on the phone and on social media. So I just wanted to see what was about and support the other professional organisers as well.
So it's a bit of PD for you today.
It is.
That's pretty cool. And it's fun.
It is fun.
Have you got other organisers that inspire you? Like you've got people that are around you. Do you find that you've got your tribe?
Yes, you guys.
Good answer. Part of your tribe?
No, it's awesome. No, like you guys, definitely. And just watching in the social media is where I see a lot of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Missing place and like the girls. Yeah,
did you go meet Anita?
I've got to go around and see her. Yeah.
Have you learnt anything new as you've walked around Expo so far today? Is there something you went, I'm going to look into that more?
I like the environmental side of things too, so for my clients. So it's been good to have a look at some of the other products that they have that are available to our clients as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is there an area in your home that you feel frustrated with?
Probably garage, because I'm a neat freak, and I have to clean it up every so often because the boys get in there and don't clean it. So it's a constant battle. Car parts and bits. Yes. So I'm for it. That's a work that I just work on often.
Do they mind you going in and organising?
No. They whinge, but
Do you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
What are some of your favourite podcasts?
Oh, motivational ones.
Yeah.
Just anything that's motivational. I love Teacher's Pet is the one I'm watching at the moment, which is not motivational, but it's
so good.
I
finished
awesome.
on that in about 3 days.
Yes, it's a bit addictive, that one. And the crime ones too. So that psychological things, like especially when you work with hoarders and things. There's lots of
like the psychology of
the psychology. Yeah, I love all that.
Jenny, thank you so much. Enjoy your time around the expo.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm Diane, and I'm very happy to be here today. Actually, even just walking past the stalls, they're so neat and tidy, brings joy to my heart. True story.
So what made you visit the expo today?
Well, my friend Fiona sent through an email and she said, I don't know whether you're interested. She didn't think that we would be, and I said, of course. It's all about trying to get my life back in order. So my home, my finances, my health, just a fresh start.
Excellent. Have you learnt anything specific today or taken anything away from today's expo?
I think just now we went and listened to the couple's finances. So even though I'm not part of a couple, but one of the key things that I took away was looking at keeping a manual log of my spending throughout the day to look at what I'm just wasting money on.
Excellent. Have you heard about a professional organiser?
I
Do
have
you know
actually.
What we do?
Yes, you work with a client to help them better organise whatever it is that they need help with.
And have you ever used one?
No.
No? Would you ever use one?
I think so.
Me? So you said that you think that we help people to organise themselves. Is there anything else that you think that we do with our clients?
I don't really know. I said I only know through my friend who's used one before, and that's it.
Okay, excellent. What's the area of your home that you love the most?
My bedroom.
Your bedroom. Why do you love your bedroom?
I've just recently purchased a new bed, dressing table and bedside tables, and it's just the way that I like it.
What's a room that frustrates you the most in your home?
Not so much a room,
space.
More the cupboards.
Yes.
I have too many clothes, too many shoes. I'm a bit of a hoarder in that aspect, and I find it very difficult to let go of things.
And my bag.
So I have a 3-bedroom apartment, and I put in built-ins when I bought it. And my daughters are grown up now and they've moved out, and I'm just taking over all 3 built-ins with my things.
Yeah. And do you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
What's your favourite podcast?
I think listening to a lot of the mindful podcasts out there, and just like improving your life.
Yeah. Awesome. And do you have any questions for me? Would you like to learn something from me today?
Yeah. What could you do to help me?
Well, I could do loads to help you. I have a podcast that's really helpful that gives tips and tricks so you can listen to it and do it by DIY.
Yeah.
I also come in and help you declutter your wardrobe and your shoes and look at your home to see how it functions, like how we can make it function better for you, and help you to absolutely love living in every part of your home instead of just your bedroom. And I love helping people to be able to open up their wardrobes and see the clothes that they love and easily be able to get the clothes that they love. So that's what I do.
That'll be good.
It was so lovely meeting you, Diane.
Nice to meet you
so
too.
much for being on our podcast today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Look forward to listening to it.
Julie, it is so lovely to have you visit our stall. I've got a question for you right to begin with.
Yes.
And it's, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I think somewhere in between, because I would love to be organised, but I'm a bit chaotic as well at the moment.
So it sounds like you're a little bit organised in some areas, is that right?
Yes.
What areas do you feel that you're the most organised in?
We've just put a new kitchen in, so I feel organised in the kitchen.
Lovely.
Because I've managed to declutter the kitchen and put some better systems in order.
Yeah, because
but
you spend so much time in the kitchen.
But while I was doing that, I threw everything into one room, and that room is now chaotic.
Yeah, that room's become the catch-all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
what was that room? Was it a spare room?
It's a spare room, and I want it to be my sort of office. Well, not that I need an office, but
No,
you know,
but
just where I can
space.
go.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing how you go with that. What inspired you to visit the expo today?
I actually saw it came through as an email, and I went, oh, that's good. And my husband's away at the weekend, this weekend, so I thought, I'm just going to go.
It was meant to be.
And I do love all things organising.
Yeah.
So.
It's nice how you can see how the environment is impacted and our mental health is impacted and our physical space is impacted and our enjoyment of being at home.
Yeah.
It's not just single focused.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
I have.
What do you reckon we do?
I just imagine that you would come into someone's home, assess the situation, and advise how to be organised.
You're hired. I love that you identified that it's about assessing it. It's not coming in and doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not coming in and saying, oh, well, your kitchen needs to be exactly like this.
Yeah.
Or your bathroom needs to run. It's about tailoring it.
Yeah, to the space and
yeah. 10 points for that answer.
Thank you.
So you said before that the area in your home you're loving the most is the kitchen at the moment.
At the moment.
And the spare room's kind of the catch-all.
Yes, and the bedroom is a bit catch-all too at the moment.
Your bedroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me the vision you have for your bedroom. What would you like it to feel and be like?
I would like it to be calming and relaxing, and the surfaces to be free, and to know where everything is quickly.
I love that. I love it. Have you ever listened to a podcast?
Yes.
Do you have a favourite podcast? You don't have to say ours.
Look, I don't listen to them. I sort of sporadically go on to different podcasts.
Yep.
And I can't even tell you any particular podcast I listen to, but often they're related to health.
Oh, lovely.
Or, there's also that minimalist.
The minimalist
one.
They are lovely.
Yeah. So, not too many, but I quite enjoy listening to them while I'm doing something.
Well, Julie, good job with the kitchen.
Thank you.
And best wishes for the spare room.
Thank you. I need help.
Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Organised. Definitely organised.
Because that was like a pretty quick answer.
I just like everything in its place. I like to be able to find things when I need them. I like clear, clean, uncluttered spaces.
So you're listening to our podcast, like going, yeah,
I'm doing that.
That must be
I am.
good. Yeah.
I do.
It's like when you listen to a parenting podcast, you're like, actually, I do that.
Yeah.
Parenting high five.
Yeah.
So
That's
what
what I
then
do.
inspired you to visit the expo today?
I think I'm just interested in anything organising, so yeah.
And have you been surprised by any of the things you've discovered as you've wandered around yet?
I must say I've really liked the oils.
Ooh, you'll have to talk to Kirsty. She's massive into oils.
Oh, really?
But it's nice knowing that it's not just about containers, isn't it? Like the industry
That's exactly
is
right.
about simplified living.
Yeah, and more clean living as well, which is very interesting too.
You've heard of a professional organiser?
I have.
What do you reckon we do?
I reckon you help people get in the right headspace to get their spaces organised.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe
as
it.
Peter Walsh says, it's not about the stuff.
It's not about the stuff. It's never about the stuff. Is there an area in your home that does frustrate you? Spot or an annoying spot?
Not really. I do have a little storage thing happening over at my mother-in-law's place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Of your things?
Well, it's actually of things that I no longer want. And so they go over there until I can organise to get rid of them.
Oh, we need to make that a quicker process.
Yes, because my husband's actually more of a hoarder.
Okay.
And doesn't want to get rid of them.
Right, so it's actually that middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
I get
it's
that.
out of my house,
Yes.
but it's still there. It's still not gone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And it's in her house.
Yeah, well, it's underneath. She's got a little granny flat underneath, so it's not annoying her.
No.
But it's still there, and it will have to go.
But you're not going back into there and having to rummage through?
No,
Okay.
once it goes there, it's into a little neverland and doesn't come back.
Please organise the op shop to come to her granny flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little place around the corner
Do
that's
it.
talking about it,
I
yeah.
love it. So you listen to podcasts?
I do.
What is your favourite podcast?
Yours,
You
of
don't have
course.
to say that.
No, I do. I listen to yours. I listen to Asian Efficiency.
Oh, I've not heard that one.
Yeah, I love that one. And there's the one on Evernote that I listen to, Getting
yep.
Things Done.
Yep.
So yeah, I like all of the productivity
You like
and
the
the organising ones. Yeah.
Why are you not a professional organiser yet?
I'd love to be. I would love to be.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That would be
I
awesome.
would. Yep.
I'll tell you where to go and visit some people.
I've just been there.
Oh, good. You got it sorted. You're organised. Yeah, I love it. And that's all the questions. Oh no, what is something that you've learnt today or that you'll take away that you didn't know before you came to Expo?
Probably the Norwex, like cleaning with just the water, the cloths and just the water.
Yep.
So trying to eliminate the chemicals from the homes. And I don't know how to pronounce it, the
doTERRA
doTERRA oils. Yeah.
Excellent.
They're amazing. So yeah, that's something I'll look further into.
No,
thank you.
Hi Chris, it is so lovely to have you with me at the Expo, sharing a little bit about your journey. So first question is this: would you consider yourself to be organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I'm very organised since ever.
Yep.
And that's why I decided to be a professional organizer, but also with interior design combined. So I did 2 years of interior designer course, and that's it.
How long have you been a professional organizer for?
A year only, because I had 3 children in 4 years.
Yeah, that's busy.
Yeah, and I decided for the hardest way of education, so I have to drive them to school because they go to a tiny school, and that's how the whole thing started, to disconnect, to reduce the shopping, to recycle, eat health food. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What inspired you to visit the Expo today?
The connection. I think we so need to have a connection. I got friends in other industries, and they have the workshops, and they have weekends away and conference, and we don't.
And it's so good to have that.
And it's so good to have, because you see you're not alone, and you see the power that we see, also the consumption power and the mess and the amount of things that reach us all the time. But it's also good to see that there are lots of people aware of it and trying to do something.
It's inspiring, isn't
It is very inspiring, and and it's really good to see that the movement is growing. It's bigger than you think.
It's even a lot of people that sit in the chair there and talk about how they want to become a professional organiser.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So far I've done 5-6 clients.
Congratulations.
Yes, and it's all word of mouth.
Yes.
And I didn't want to invest, so now I'm doing my website. I have an Instagram account now only. And then now I was like, okay, I need to go and step up and reach more people, because I think the same way the marketers are reaching more people, we need to do the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can enhance their lives.
Yes.
In a good way.
And they need. We are so bombarded with information about healthy and clothes, and not so much about our house, which is our temple.
That's right.
Yeah.
And and has a flow-on effect to our mental health and our physical health and our family functionality.
And we just don't know, do we? We're not aware of it. We just accept the lifestyle as it is.
Yes.
And then we need to say, hang on a minute. Let's start from the beginning. Because this is the beginning, I think.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you go to yoga or if you do trips and holidays, you're always going to go back to your home.
That's right, that's your base.
It's a sanctuary.
So the next question is there an area in your home that is frustrating you?
No.
That's amazing.
No, because I'm constantly doing. I have this.
I think that's the first time someone said no all day. That's so exciting.
For example, I have a storage area, and I know I'm gonna do that on school holidays when I have my children with me, and they know that I'm doing that. So I create a system that I'm constantly reaching different areas in the house.
I love it.
So
you're inspirational, my lady.
No, I think we all can be. We all together. I think it's amazing to see how many people doing this movement and caring about your home. Like you know. Everyone.
Chris, thank you so much for coming and taking 5 minutes out of your day at Expo.
Thank you.
I love speaking to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Pleasure,
Yes.
thank you.
Bye.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Why don't you introduce yourself to me and tell me what brought you to the Expo today?
So my name is Sayed. I'm a comedian, and the reason I came here is because I wanted to meet other people who want to take control of their lives and live a more simplified existence. Yeah.
Wow, you were in the right place.
Yeah. Nailed it.
And
Yeah.
what kind of comedy do you do? Like stand-up?
That's right, yeah, stand-up. I do some videos, but those are like mostly vlog stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get your dates and follow you if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, question. Would you describe yourself as organized, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
It's like a werewolf, you know. Like they have every month, you know, they turn into the beast. That's me with organizing. I don't want to have a messy room.
Yep.
But you know, every full moon, all the clothes get everywhere. It's quite a mess.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I think you need to do what's it called when you do a comedy? Is it a skit or a piece about being a declutter werewolf? I think that's gold. Everybody relates to that.
I guess they call it a bit. That's like...
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, you need to do a bit
about it. Yeah.
about being the declutter werewolf.
Sure.
So you've been at the expo for what, 20 minutes now?
Yeah, even less, yeah.
Is there anything that you've gleaned already from your time at expo?
So far, there's a board game, like a board game specifically where they tell you get rid of your phone and play the game. And I actually think that's a good idea because us humans, we need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's a game that specifically tells you, hey, turn off your phone, I think that triggers our need to abide by rules. So we're like, all right, the game told us to.
You have to.
Yeah, better turn off our phones.
I'm going to have to go search that. I love a good game.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Is there an area in your home, say, that frustrates you the most?
There's several areas.
Tell me.
Well, I'm about to move out of my parents' house soon, so the areas that frustrate me of my former home would be the kitchen, just because there's 6 cardboard boxes in there full of stuff. We moved almost last year, right?
Yep.
And we moved a lot of cardboard boxes from the old home to the new home, and they haven't been touched in 12 months. And I'm like, hey, Mom, maybe that's evidence that we don't need any of those things.
Yeah, and what does she think?
She thinks, some crazy situation's going to happen a couple of years from now where we really need a 12-watt blender and we don't have it.
And it's going to be in the box.
That's right.
And she's going to search for the 6 boxes rather than go to Kmart and buy another 12-volt blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if 12 watts is a lot or...
I don't know either, and I said volt, so we're both right on it.
Yeah, sweet.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do, yeah.
What is your favourite podcast? Do you have your own podcast?
I used to, and I'm probably going to launch a new one soon. Yeah.
Do you want to plug it? Do you know what it's called yet?
I'm fairly certain it's called Sayed is in the building.
Sayed is in the building.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to watch out for you to do that. I'm going to basically become a stalker if that's okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Excellent. So what is your favourite podcast to listen to?
Probably Joe Rogan. Ooh. It's the latest episode he did with Elon Musk.
I'll have to. I think I've only listened to one of Josh's ones, but Josh or Joe?
Joe.
Yeah. Otherwise, Josh Rogan's like when you have your Indian food, isn't it? Or is that Rogan Josh?
Rogan Josh.
Yeah, see, I'm all over it.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you so much for coming in today and letting us chat to you and learn about you a little bit.
No problem.
Enjoy
I had fun,
as you wander around today, and then we're going to listen out for your podcast.
Sweet.
Hi Vicky, it is so lovely to have you here with us today.
Hi Amy.
Would you describe yourself as chaotic, organised, or somewhere in between?
Probably somewhere in between. I am known to my friends as Miss Organised, so...
I don't think that's somewhere in between. I think that's right up the end of organised.
Yeah, I still feel there are parts within my house that do need a little bit of decluttering and organisation, as well as certain aspects of my actual life as well.
So, I'll ask you about that in a minute, I think. What inspired you to visit the Expo today?
Well, I saw this event coming up from the Minimalists group in Sydney. So, there should be several of us, and I've got a couple of friends coming a bit later as well. So, we just want to check it out.
What services? Are you doing a meetup as well?
That will be happening, I think, tomorrow, which unfortunately I can't make. But yes, there is normally a monthly meetup with the Minimalists.
One in Melbourne too.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Have you met the Minimalists?
No, not in person, but I listen all the time to their podcasts and their YouTube videos, and when next time I'm either in America or if they're back in Australia again.
Surely. So you've been here for how long? 20 minutes, half an hour?
Since 10.
Oh, easy.
So,
been here for an hour. What have you learnt so far that you're going to take home and implement in your life?
At the moment, from what I've seen, there's not a lot that I haven't already been exposed to already. So it's more about, getting the motivation and actually going home to, execute a lot of those things that we've learnt about today.
Yes, awesome. And have you heard of a professional organiser before?
Yes.
What do you think it is that we do?
I think, so I've read Marie Kondo's Spark Joy.
Yes.
She's one of the professional organisers in Japan and America? Oh, she's Japanese.
Japan,
she's Japanese
as well. And I think now she might live in America. I think you're right.
Yeah, so I think what you guys do is that you come in and have a look at the place, make an assessment, and with the owners or whoever's having the organisation done, assess what your priorities are, and then just help you make a plan, maybe help you along the way, and come back and check how the execution of that plan goes.
What do you do for work, Vicky?
I'm actually a scientist.
Oh, because I feel like maybe you would be awesome as a professional organiser.
Yeah, so I guess I have a little bit of OCD, so I think that would help calm the anxiety of being, everything has to fit in a place, has its own home, and everything has to look, neat and straight. The clock can't be, a little angle off. So I think perhaps if I really need a career change, I'll be looking at being a professional organiser.
I think you definitely should. So do you listen to podcasts? So the Minimalist, the one you listen to. Any other organising podcasts that you enjoy?
I think not in terms of organising. I do listen to Slow Home Living. I've only started a few episodes, so I need to catch up on that.
Yeah, dude, Brooke's amazing.
Yeah,
we love Brooke.
Yes. So but I'll definitely be looking up your one at the end of this session.
You've got no option now. Excellent. And so tell me one room in your home that frustrates you.
The entire place at the moment.
Okay, it's in one of those seasons.
Yeah. So we've so currently I'm living with my mum at the moment, and several years ago we had to clear out my stepfather's place. It was after he passed away, so we're fitting the stuff from two houses into one home, so you can understand our car is parked outside because our garage is all full, and just every space and nook and cranny that we can cram stuff in, it's all filled. So I feel when I come home, walk straight into the door, it's suffocating.
And that's what so many of our clients experience. Vicky, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today, and enjoy your time around the expo.
Okay, thanks, Amy. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I'm from Menai. And I have listened to Amy and Kirsty's podcasts, and I have decided that organising is my hobby, so I'm allowed to spend time and money on it.
Oh, I love the way you're thinking of that. It's your hobby, so you're allowed to spend time and money on it.
Yes.
I love that, Jennifer. So was that what made you visit the expo today?
Yes, I've got emails from various people who are exhibiting here, so...
it was a sign, you were meant to come.
I was meant to come.
Would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Organised enough.
Oh, I like that. So you're organised to the level where you're happy with how your home runs?
Yes. Not quite, but almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you learnt anything today as you've wandered around Expo that you'll take into life and things that you do from now on?
I probably want to spend some money on getting an organiser to come to my home for a once-off session, just to help me.
It's a great investment. It really is. Just what you can get done in one session, and some of the changes can have that flow-on effect. I love that. I'll connect you with Kirsty. Is there an area, or a particular area in your home that frustrates you the most?
Probably my sewing area. And that's my next on my list to declutter, and I think I need to think really hard, do I actually want to sew? Because I have got a whole sewing room full of sewing stuff, but maybe I just want pretty clothes, and I can actually just buy that.
And buy those.
So
I like the way you're thinking, Jennifer.
So
you're going that next level.
I might just get rid of all my unfinished projects and go to the clothing store instead.
I love it. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Amy. It's lovely meeting
some of
you.
your life with us, and
Yes.
hopefully we'll hear back and that you've decided what to do with your sewing room.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nikki, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
I would describe myself as organised at work and chaotic at home.
That's so common. It's really, really common. What made you visit the expo today?
The hope of picking up some ideas so that I can be organised at home. Have I come to the right place?
I've totally come to the right place. Have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
Yes.
Do you know what we do?
Help me in areas that I can't help myself, clearly.
Have you ever used one?
No. I have read a decluttering book in the past, so that helped motivate me for a very short period of time. And I go to IKEA a lot and buy a lot of boxes. Whenever I think I'm going to start, this is the weekend, I start with boxes and then go for lunch and start gardening and that kind of stuff. And then I go back to work on Monday.
Yeah. Netflix is always a good thing too, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of distractions.
Yeah. Is there an area of your home that frustrates you the most?
Paperwork that I need to keep for taxes. That kind of stuff. As opposed to keeping everything, what do I need to really just keep? What can I throw away after 6 months, like product purchases? If I don't need it after 6 months or a year, then I need to, I guess, understand that I can just offload those. Offloading is hard, as opposed to what do I actually need to keep for tax purposes.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Not in the past, but seeing as you've just downloaded this one, I think I might from now on. How's that for commitment?
I think I might maybe someday listen to you.
On a Sunday, maybe.
Do you have any questions for me as a professional organiser that you would love me to answer today?
Where do I start as far as sorting, a good system? I've got 6 boxes at home, so what should I call them in order to help me sort my stuff easily so I don't just dump them in one big box and forget about it?
So there's 5 easy categories to organise your stuff into.
Sure.
There is rubbish that just needs to go in the bin.
Okay.
There is stuff that belongs to somebody else that needs to be returned to somebody else. There is stuff that belongs in another room that doesn't need to live in the room that it currently lives in. There's stuff that needs to be donated to charity or sold, but does no longer need to live in your actual house. And then there's stuff that needs to stay in your house, and you need to give that stuff the right home. And there's a whole other conversation about how to give stuff its right home.
Yes. Okay, well that's a really good insight as to, just learning about the 5 categories that clearly, off the top of your head, and you would live and breathe this stuff. So thank you for the tips.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being on our podcast today, Nikki.
It's been fun.
Hi, Alicia.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on our podcast today.
You're very welcome.
So would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Normally very organised. I go through seasons of being chaotic, but then I flourish being organised.
Beautiful way of putting it.
Thank you. I have 2 kids, so that's where the chaos comes in every now and then.
Yeah. I understand your pain.
Yeah.
How old are your children?
My son is nearly 6 and my daughter's 2.
The twitch I get at remembering that stage of life.
Oh, it's fun. It is an awesome stage, but yeah, you clean and then all of a sudden World War III's come through after you've cleaned. So it's just like, you just got to embrace it, I guess, in the season.
Yeah. So what made you visit the expo today, other than for having an afternoon off?
My sister won Leanne Baker's tickets. She had a freebie kind of giveaway, and she won, and we both enjoy this, I guess, atmosphere and the organising, storage, all that kind of stuff, and we just jumped at it. So
awesome. What do you think a professional organiser does?
I guess put in place strategies for you to continue, like help you get it under control and then give you ways of making life simpler.
Do you listen to podcasts?
No. My husband does.
Does he?
Yes.
What's his favourite podcast, do you know?
I don't know, he listens to all different ones. So I've never listened to a podcast, I don't think.
You will after today though, won't you?
Sure.
Yeah, on the way home.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? Would you like to learn anything from me?
What is your home like?
My home is really, really, really neat and organised because my husband is really, really neat and organised.
Have you got kids?
I have 2 children.
So what's your number 1 tip for organising your kids?
Get them involved and make them do it and be on them and encourage them and start as
young
early
as
possible and it's never too late.
And how do you reward them for being involved?
We don't so much because we just play the whole Team Perugia card and that they're just part of a family.
Yeah, it's a team.
And so when they complain about doing stuff, we're like, I don't like doing it either.
Yeah.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
So, first question is, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between. My friends say organised, but I still feel like there's chaos.
Right, so I'm going to guess you are organised then. If your friends say you're organised, you probably are.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
Radiation therapy, so in the hospitals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, like cancer radiation or diagnostic?
Cancer treatment.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
What made you visit the expo today?
I kind of want a career change, so I was thinking let's jump over into professional organising.
You so should do that. As you listen to our podcast, you'll get some good ideas of what it's like on the ground, and you're going to love it.
I think I enjoy it at work and I enjoy it at home, and it's like, oh, let's just do something I love.
Oh, I love this. That's so good. So far it's been like an hour and a half of Expo. Have you learned anything that you will take home and think about or change or anything?
Definitely. I went to the workshop early today. Yeah, the one that Bonnie ran. And so that was just really good. I don't know, to get that energy going and the momentum and go, oh, yep, I've got all these other areas. And I think also it's hard working like with your husband to kind of like declutter an area. So like changing the way I declutter and get him involved.
Excellent. So some of that mindset stuff and how that works. I love that. Is there an area in your home that frustrates you a lot?
Paperwork.
The dreaded paperwork.
Yeah. I think I just have too convoluted a system.
So that's perfect though, because you can develop a simple system that then you can teach your clients when you're on the ground.
Yeah, true.
I'm speaking like
you're setting me up already.
So what do you think a professional organizer does? Like, how would you describe what happens day to day?
Well, like work a client, I reckon it's helping them to get to a point in their life that they want to be happy and like feeling that release.
Yeah.
But day to day it could be like anything, like the boring ends and boring bits of business kind of thing. But yeah.
Sometimes you have radical transformations, and sometimes you're sorting through paperwork.
Yeah.
That's part of the job.
Yeah.
Oh, do you listen to podcasts?
Yes.
Those eyes are yes, I'm a big podcaster.
Yeah, as I drive to work, because I've got like at least an hour commute each way, so it's like listening to podcasts. So I discovered you guys this week, but usually it's like Gretchen Rubin with Happier, which I love that. Yeah. And so slowly getting into more podcasts.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights. And I reckon this time next year you'll be here as an organiser. What do you say?
Yes, done.
Ruth, it's so lovely to have you on our podcast today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Would you classify yourself as an organised person or a chaotic person or somewhere in between?
I think I'm fairly organised. I do like to be organised.
And how about other people in your home?
Perhaps not. Probably not, actually.
We're often attracted to our opposites, aren't we?
Yes, well, I mean, I haven't always been organised, though. As I've gotten older, I've realised that the satisfaction in being organised and decluttered.
Awesome. What made you visit the Expo today?
Many things. I was hoping to learn about people like you and Amy, and also, just see what's available these days. I didn't really want to buy stuff. I more wanted to get ideas for getting rid of stuff, I guess, and I've enjoyed a lot of the guest speakers, and so that's why I'm here.
Awesome. What's something that you've learnt today? Other than how to download a podcast?
Yes, I've learned how to download a podcast. I bought a beeswax wrap, which I've been
going to buy anything today.
Well, that's true, but that's going to reduce my using Glad wrap and stuff. And I have been interested in them for a while, curious as to how they worked. So I've just bought one for my husband's sandwiches for when he goes to work, and I would like to probably do more along those lines. So I don't know that I've learnt a real lot. But anyway,
just being curious.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of any professional organisers?
I have heard of them, but I've never met any.
Now you have.
Till today.
Do you know what we do for a living?
Well, I'm assuming you go in and to people's homes and help them get rid of stuff that they probably don't need anymore. Which I think is lovely, because a lot of people struggle with that, but it's hard to know. Like, I don't struggle with it personally, and if I lived on my own, I probably wouldn't have very much at all.
Do you think that sometimes we might be able to come in and help the person in the home that does struggle with clutter?
Well, speaking from what I would think was my husband's perspective, he doesn't believe he has a problem. He is more of he would say that he's reusing things, and I have to say he does do that. So I can't be too harsh on him for hanging on to 1,000 screws and, 47 drill bits and things like that, because sometimes they actually come in handy and you don't have to go to Bunnings and buy another one to do the job.
Yes. Is there an area in your home that frustrates you?
No, I think overall I would just like a bit less, but I have to be mindful of that I live with other people. I have 2 adult sons that also live at home. So one son is away at the moment, but when he is home, his room frustrates me because he is a very untidy person. It's only because it doesn't interest him. Couldn't care less. So I just have to learn to close the door on his room.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes.
What's your favourite room in your home?
I think my bedroom.
What makes it your favourite room?
I make my bed every day, and that makes me feel happy. And it's always, I put everything away. It's fairly uncluttered, and it's very restful to go in there. So I think that's probably, because I have control over that room, complete control.
Yep.
So it makes a difference.
Understand.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to learn from me today?
I think, to be honest, I believe that if there's any stuff laying around in my home, that I'm the worst offender. And I guess I would like to learn how to be more proactive as soon as I walk in the door with stuff in my hands. Yeah.
I can give you a really great tip on that.
Yeah.
Don't put things down, put them away.
Yes. Yes. It's easier said than put into practice sometimes.
Yeah. So another tip that I give to my clients is that, yes, of course, there's some times where you just have to dump everything because you've got to run to the bathroom, or you've got to get dinner on the table, or you've got to run back out of the house to get to another appointment. And so what I say is that as soon as practically possible, go back and attend to the things that you've put down, and find a home for them and deal with them. So if it's the mail, open the mail and deal with it straight away. Chuck them, most of it goes back into the recycling bin.
Yes. And
a lot of it should never have been brought into the home. If your bins are close to your front door, close to your garage, put the junk mail straight in there, put the envelopes, open the mail straight away as you're walking in the house, and put the recycling in the recycling bin.
Okay.
And if it's bills, get on your phone straight away and organise to pay them. Set the schedule in to pay them. So then you've done it.
Yeah.
And you don't ever have to think about that bill again, because you know that it's scheduled, you know it's going out of your bank account the day before it's due, or the day it's due.
Yeah.
And so you can literally put that piece of paper in the bin too, because you've dealt with that. Shopping, put the shopping away straight away. If you bought clothes, go and put them in the washing straight away, or try them on straight away. Make sure that they do fit you well, that you do still love them after you've brought them home from the shops. You know, when we go to the shops, we're like, oh, it's a bargain, I'm just going to buy it. And then you get home, you're like, what was I thinking?
Yes.
I did not need another black towel.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. So try it on and decide whether or not and maybe there is that hesitation. Maybe you're still like, oh, actually I don't need it, but I bought it.
Yeah.
So maybe put it back in the bag, put it in your cupboard for a week and decide whether or not you actually need it. And then take it back to the shop if you don't, or put it in the wash if you do.
Yeah.
Or put it on your top. Put it on. Start wearing it.
Wear it, yeah.
So there's some quick tips about how to actually action things as soon as you get home, or as soon as it's practically possible.
Yes.
And so it is just about being having that good habit of getting back to it instead of going, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm going to sit and watch Netflix tonight.
Yeah.
Or I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, but tomorrow never comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's always funny. I love talking to people who are frustrated by their partners, and it often turns out that they have their own stuff to deal with as well.
Yes.
And so I often say to my clients, I know partners can be frustrating. I'm married.
Okay.
I know. I
Yes.
love my husband dearly.
Yeah.
I get frustrated by him.
Yeah.
Because that's the nature of relationships.
Yes.
However, it's always good to work on yourself first.
Yes.
Because then you have got the win, and you know you've shown, you've set a great example for your husband, for your children, that I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
I'm not just nagging you, I'm nagging myself as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. And that is true. You need to make something a habit.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. Once you make it a habit, it's fine.
Yeah.
You've got it nailed then. I found that. Yes.
Yeah. And then even if you have a bad week, a bad day, a bad season, you can have grace for yourself.
Yes.
And go, you know what, that was just a really hard week, or, you know, it was a really hard season. My parents passed away, or my girlfriend's husband passed away, or, you know, whatever.
Yes.
It's a hard season, but I know I can quickly get back on top of it. Like, it may be 3 months, but I know that I can get back into those habits really quickly.
Yeah.
So showing grace to yourself when you do have a bad day.
Yes.
And instead of beating yourself up and going, oh my goodness, I'm so hopeless.
Yeah.
I'm like the worst person ever.
and we'll never improve again.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for being on our podcast today, Ruth. It's been lovely chatting to you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Can you introduce us to yourself?
Sure. My name's Sue. I live in Darwin. I'm a wife and I have 6-year-old twins, and I'm just starting my professional organising business.
What made you visit the Expo today?
Just wanting to get some information and ideas and expert advice on professional organising in all different areas.
And have you learnt something new, or have you got a takeaway from today?
I don't know if I've learned something new. It's been really nice to talk to different people and get their different perspectives on organising. I just listened to the wardrobe presentation, and that was actually really good because I need to do that with my wardrobe.
We're a bit like carpenters sometimes, aren't we? That we never, even though we're professional organisers, we don't actually practice what we preach all the time.
Yeah, I know. And I just say that we're like mechanics that never fix their cars. So, but I'm much better at organising other people than I am myself.
Yeah. So, what's an area in your home that frustrates you the most?
In my home, it's probably not so much a single area, but the fact that my whole family, including myself, we need to learn to put things away. We dump things, and we need to get into the habit of putting things away so that we're not constantly picking up. So it's just more creating that good habit, I think, for us.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I haven't yet, but I'm about to start to.
So hi Titania, how are you?
I'm good, really well.
That is good. Now, first question off the bat, would you describe yourself as organised, chaotic, or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between.
And what caused you to come today to the Expo?
Well, I wanted to learn more about clutter clearing and protecting the environment, and I'm also writing a book about both of those things.
Tell me a little bit about your book.
Yeah, one's about clutter clearing for the mind and mind, body and spirit, and the home, and the other one is about protecting the environment.
Oh, fantastic. You've only been here probably 10 minutes, is that right? You're our first
Yeah.
for the day. Have you learnt anything yet from being at the Expo?
Just that there's a lot more environmentally friendly, like I just saw a non-disposable environmentally friendly nappy, and I don't have children, but I've got friends that do have babies, and I want to write about these in my book. And I've just learnt that there's more companies out there that protect the environment.
And have you ever heard of a professional organiser?
Yes, I've had one.
So what did they do and how did you find
They helped me with innovative storage solutions, and we clutter cleared about 20 boxes.
Wow, that's fantastic. Next question is, podcasts?
Sometimes.
Excellent. Do you have a favourite podcast?
I like Derek Rydell. He's alternate spirituality, and I've listened to podcasts about reading and writing, and now I've listened to this one about clutter clearing.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to download this one on your phone. Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I just wish you well in your endeavours to help people clutter clear, because I think it's a very important thing, and clutter clearing for it's physical clutter clearing, but it helps the mind, body and spirit. Absolutely. And it helps the energy flow.
It does. Thank you so much for being on our podcast today, and I hope you have a great rest of the day in your searches around the expo.
Pleasure, thank you.
Thank you. Are you itching to become a professional organiser? Are you bursting at the seams to begin but don't know where to start? Have you practiced organising your friends but need a boost of confidence before taking your skills to actual paying customers? With Angela and her professional organiser training program, you are in safe and experienced hands. With over 13 years of experience under her belt, she shares everything you need to know about becoming a professional organiser. There are in-person and online training options. Check out all the details at creatingorder.com.au.
Thanks for joining us.
If you've learnt something awesome today, we'd love you to leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook so others can find our podcast too.
Don't forget you can see the show notes in your podcast app or over at our website artofdecluttering.com.au. So if there's anything you want more info on, check it out there.
If you'd like to join our supporter community, you can do so over at patreon.com/theartofdecluttering.
We hope you have a great rest of your day
and enjoy the freedom.